The Unwanted Undead Adventurer episode 7. And in this episode we saw the end of the promotional exam. The promotional exam for Rentt to become a bronze adventurer again in his case because he was a bronze adventurer before if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this was the end to that exam and we saw how Lola, Raiz and Rentt basically had to fight a boss slime, a grand slime if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, they worked together to defeat this boss slime. Although if we're being completely honest, probably Rentt was able to defeat it alone, but he didn't want to do that. He wanted for Raiz and Lola to to have an experience, to prove themselves, to learn. So yeah, he didn't do that. He definitely taught them a lot of things, and yeah, that was basically his whole mission. Of course, aside from being a bronze adventurer, he also wanted Raiz and Lola to become better adventurers because as we all know, that is the type of person Rentt is. He's always constantly, helping other people, and that is what he did in this episode and in the previous episode. Aside from becoming a bronze adventurer, he also wanted to teach them, and that was one of the requirements for him being a bronze adventurer because not only do you have to pass, I guess you can say, the physical exam, the practical exam, but also the psychological exam, you can call it like that, which is basically they measure your ability to help others, your personality as a whole. Yeah, even though Rentt wasn't doing that just to pass the personality exam, he did it because he wanted to help other people, and because of that he was able to pass it. And the biggest thing to come out of this episode is that now Sheila knows who Rentt is. I wonder how she figured that out because there wasn't any hint that Rentt gave her that maybe could have, signaled her that he was actually the real Rentt. So I don't know how she figured that out. I think that is always going to be a mystery because I don't think they're going to explain that. But yeah, that was actually pretty surprising to say the least that she figured it out in the middle of the episode because he came out of nowhere. Suddenly in the middle of the episode, she was saying that she knew who Rentt really was. I was expecting the anime to go in another direction, maybe Rentt to go back to the dungeon, or for him to interact more with Lorraine, maybe to find out a little bit more about his true form. But for that to happen in the middle of the episode was actually pretty nice and refreshing because it is one of those things that you're not really expecting it to happen, but when it happens you're really again satisfied with it because it gives something refreshing to the anime, it gives something new to the anime. And yeah, because we're not expecting that to happen in the anime, it becomes really interesting. And yeah, we can see that Sheila and Rentt basically sign a contract in order for Sheila not to, to tell anyone. So yeah, she basically signs a contract with Rentt, and Sheila basically says that she will help out in everything that Rentt needs. So yeah, she's actually a really nice person. Of course, she was actually a really nice person before. She's not afraid of Rentt, unlike Rina. Not that there was necessarily anything wrong with Rina's reaction, but yeah, unlike Rina, she was, not really that scared. She accepted really fast Rentt, and yeah, it is surprising to see that because when you find out that the person you're speaking to is actually a monster, is actually an undead, the lesser of things a person will probably do will be, to run away. And to see that not happen in this episode, and to be fair, that didn't even happen for Rina, it's actually really surprising because it tells you a lot about how much people trust, in this case, Rentt. Because again, normally a person, when figuring out that person they're speaking to is a monster that potentially could attack them because they don't know that until that point, and for them not to do that, again, it tells you a lot about how much they trust Rentt. He's really a reliable person. He's really a person that everyone likes. All his years of being an adventurer, all his years of helping out are actually, coming in handy in situations like this, because maybe if before he was actually a really rude person or a mysterious person, then yeah, maybe people wouldn't have believed him because he was not nice, but because he's actually Rentt, they believe him. So I guess in a way that speaks a lot about how nice also Rina is, because even though Rina doesn't know that he is Rentt, she still, was able to believe him. She still was able to, accept him. And after that, we see how Sheila and Rentt go to Lorraine's house in order for Sheila to confront Lorraine, because I guess Rentt told Sheila that Lorraine also knew about it. And I don't know what was the whole plan of Sheila confronting Lorraine. I know I just say confronting, but it was actually not like that. But yeah, I don't know what was her whole plan with that. But yeah, we can see actually that the air is really tense. I wasn't actually expecting that to be the case. I was just expecting them to have a nice talk at the beginning, but for some reason Lorraine was not about it. She was not actually that really accepting of Sheila at first. She was actually really, devious of her. So it was surprising to see that, to see the air be really tense. But after that, after a little talk, they dine together, and yeah, after that they're pretty much on good terms. So it is pretty nice to see that. And who knows what will happen in the next episode, because the episode ended with Lola and Raiz potentially going on a new mission. We're probably not going to see more of them, if we're being completely honest, because I think they were just probably going to be used in one episode or two. In this case, this episode, in the previous episode. Maybe they will make cameos in the upcoming episodes, but I don't think they will be the focus of the next episodes. Maybe we're going to see Rina, because we saw her at the end of the episode for the first time after a long time. How many episodes has it been since we seen her? Maybe 3, 4, 5, something like that. It has been a long time again, because the last time we saw her, Rentt was still, I think he was a skeleton or maybe a ghoul, but yeah, it has been a long time, and maybe in the next episode we're going to see more of her. She's the only person aside from Sheila and Lorraine that knows about Rentt's true personality, or not necessarily his true personality, because she actually doesn't know that he's Rentt, but she does know that he's an undead, and I think that's even more important than knowing that he was previously a person. And yeah, for Rentt to not be worried about her tells you a lot about how trustworthy Rina is, because if she was another person, maybe at this point in time Rentt will be all over looking for her, because she's a potential dangerous person that could spill the beans on him being an undead. But yeah, that was pretty much everything that happened in the episode. A pretty enjoyable episode, and if you don't want to miss the next episode review, please subscribe to the channel. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And yeah, that will be everything by me, and I guess I'll see you all in the next episode review.